Hey guys, welcome back to Lamelli Armory. Have a special one here today. First off, want to say Happy Father's Day to all you fathers, and wanted to share this Father's Day gift from my wife, and it's the Canik Mete MC9 Prime. Let's check this out. All right, let's take a look at what's inside the Canik Mete MC9 Prime box. So first off, we get this really nice case. Super cool. It's kind of like the TTI Combat. Very similar here. You get the branding, also some additional back straps. The little pistol, I actually love this little feature. It holds your tools and it also is used for a screwdriver. So up on top, going to get a bunch of goodies here. So there's a Mete MC9 Prime owner's manual. Gives you all your info. Make sure to read through this when you have time. Shows you all the disassembly and care of your product here. Also disassembly card and reassembly. I'll demonstrate that today. And here's the toolbox and content. So that shows you the tools that come inside. They're actually hidden right here in the grip of the pistol. Just super cool. Here's welcome to the Canik family. Here's all their accessories that you can purchase off their website. Of course, a bunch of other stuff. Then this was actually on the pistol there, just showing you that the quality control, it was checked. This was also around the grip. So let's look in here. Here's a chamber flag. Pull this out first. So the pistol is going to come with a holster. So you can actually put this inside the waistband, outside, adjust the retention. It's fairly nice. It's made by G-Code. Here's the pistol. We'll get to that in a second. There's a speed loader, Canik branding, 2 17-round metal magazines. I like this texture right here. Of course, trigger lock if you want to use that. And then if you lift this up, it's going to be even more down here. So there's the paddle for the holster. If you don't want to use this clip, you can use the paddle. And then, of course, get a cleaning brush. Here's your tool. And then a rod right here. All right, guys, let's take a closer look at the Canik Mete MC9 Prime. So the first thing I noticed when I picked this up was just how phenomenal this grip is. The texturing all the way around the grip just feels so sticky that I can tell as soon as I take this to the range, fire consecutive shots, this is not going to go anywhere. Just feels really good. And I love the slim line profile. And also comes with a flared magwell here. So really easy with the reloads. And I mentioned before, the magazines come with this texture here, just to make the mag changes quicker. Just right there. Super awesome grip. Can't wait to take this out to the range. Moving to the rear, you have the rear cocking indicator. So this red flag just lets you know that the firing pin's ready to fire. The actual chamber indicator will be here. So if there's a round in the chamber, it's going to lift up just a little bit so you can feel that. It also comes optics ready, which is awesome. I think every pistol moving forward, 2025 should just come optics ready, in my opinion. Whether you like them or not, you can use the rear sights, front sight. Super easy to acquire. Another thing I noticed when I pulled this out of the box, so the orange just pops out to me. But yes, definitely go with the optic if you want that. I know they have some that don't require the plate, so you can co-witness with your sights. So rear serrations, front serrations, really, really grippy. I'm just barely sliding, putting a little bit of pressure, and you can already feel it grab. So that's going to be good for press checks, reloads. And one of the things about this pistol that's really unique is the porting. Pull that back. So it has 3 ports here in the barrel and also in the slide to release those gases. And then of course you get the Prime lettering here on the barrel. 3-slot Picatinny rail for lights and lasers. And then this gorgeous trigger right here. Very nice. It's very similar to the TTI Combat. Really big safety trigger shoe here. Show you that trigger pull. There's the wall break. And here's the reset. Right there. Let's try it again. Boom. Super short. Super nice. Of course, it's Canik. You know their triggers are amazing right out of the box. Super nice. Definitely will be in my carry rotation. Also wanted to point out how there's texturing here where your thumb can rest when you're doing a thumb over thumb grip, and also on the right side, so when your finger's off the trigger, it's right there. Just super awesome. I wish all the pistols honestly came with this, just so when you're firing, you know, you don't get that slip sometimes. Because I know some of the frames are very slippery, so when you're firing, even with the pretty firm grip, you still get that little slippage. But I can already tell with this one, it's going to be a really good shooter. And obviously it's Canik. I have several Caniks, and they've all been amazing. Alright guys, let's go ahead and go over the disassembly of the Canik Mete MC9 Prime. So first off, you want to make sure that the firearm is clear, so nothing in the magazine, nothing in the chamber. Go ahead and squeeze the trigger. Then just pull the slide just slightly back, pull down on these tabs. It's going to roll forward, and you won't be able to pull this off, the slide off the frame from the front. You're going to actually have to lift it, kind of like a door right here. So here is the frame. You have the recoil spring and guide rod. And we have our barrel. And here's our slide. And to put it back together, just go ahead and do it in reverse order. Start with your barrel. Make sure that it locks in place. Then the recoil spring guide rod. I'm going to have it facing this way. Just make sure it locks in place in here. And again, most of the time you want to naturally just try to slide it that way. It's not going to work. So what you want to do is line up the grooves here with that, and it's just going to glide on top of it. And you slide this back, do a function check. set, and we're good. I appreciate you all watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those down below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one.